F.B. Stearns & Company, later known as F.B. Stearns Company, was an American manufacturer of luxury cars in Cleveland, Ohio, marketed under the brand names Stearns from 1900 to 1911, then Stearns Knight from 1911 until 1929. History: Frank Ballou Stearns, 1879 to 1955, left school at age 14 in 1893 in his freshman year at the Case School of Applied Science in Cleveland, Ohio. At the age of 17, Stearns drove his first car, which incidentally he also built in 1896 in Cleveland. His father, F.M. Stearns, had built a fortune in the stone quarry industry, and decided to indulge his son Frank with a fully equipped machine shop located in the basement of his home on the prestigious Euclid Avenue. Some sources state that a barn on the property was converted to a machine shop. Stearns became the first American automobile to use the sleeve valve Knight engine in its vehicles in 1911. The first production model evolved in 1898. It was a gasoline fuel buggy-style automobile with a one-cylinder engine, horizontal under the floor, tiller steering, wire wheels, planetary transmission, and chain drive. In the same year, F.B. Stearns & Company was organized with his partners, brothers Raymond M. and Ralph L. Owen. As early as 1901, he introduced a steering wheel instead of the tiller, and advanced to a gasoline runabout with a 4083 cc, 101c, one-cylinder engine under the seat bench, and single chain drive. Until then, about 50 cars had been built. For 1902, Stearns offered a variety of models, including a touring car model. Equipped with a front-mounted, 24 horsepower, 17.9 kilowatts, water-cooled flat twin and tonneau, and 3-speed transmission was fitted. Notably, all vehicle controls were situated on the steering wheel. The armored wood-framed car weighed 2,800 pounds, 1,270 kilograms, seated 6 passengers, and sold for $3,000. In 1904, Stearns had a very European 4-cylinder of 36 horsepower, 27 kilowatts, with pressed steel chassis, wheelbase of 111 inches, 282 centimeters, and 4-speed gearbox, but a distinctly American, i.e., backward, coil and battery, rather than the magneto typical in Europe. This changed in 1905, when the 32/40ths made magneto standard, as wheelbase grew to 118 in 300 centimeters. Stearns used the slogan "Runs like a deer" in this year. 1905 brought a new car that was again bigger and which provided the only offering from the small Cleveland manufacturer. It was a huge automobile with a 4-cylinder L-head engine with a block cast in pairs and mechanical-operated side valves delivering 40 HP. Wheelbase of 118 inches, 300 centimeters. It was called the Model 32/40ths and was available as a very expensive 7-passenger touring that set a buyer back a hefty $4,150 United States dollars, $125,161 in 2021 dollars. Stearns introduced a 40/45 in 1906, with aluminum body panels, tonneau, and windshield, with no less than 17 coats of paint, at a cost of $5,200. This car shared the wheelbase of previous year's 32/40ths, though the touring body now seated 5 passengers. 1907 was the last year in which the company offered but one single model. Again, it was a new one, and again, it was the largest and most powerful yet. The 30/60ths rode on a 120-inch, 3,048 mm. It had a massive T-head 4-cylinder engine with the cylinder block cast in pairs, displacing 536 c.i. 8,783 cc, and delivering 60 HP. There were 2 body styles available, a touring with either 5 or 7 seats for $4,500 each, and a 7-passenger Pullman at $4,759 United States dollars, $138,402 in 2021 dollars, believed to be the fastest stock automobile of its period. Barney Oldfield won the Mount Wilson hill climb in a Stearns 6, which was a 45/90ths of 12,913 cc, 788 c. In 1910 at Brighton Beach, Al Poole and Cyrus Patchkey won a 24-hour race, covering 1,253 miles, 2,016 kilometers, at an average 52.2 miles per hour, 84.0 kilometers per hour. This is 1911 Stearns Model 15/30ths toy tonneau, chassis number 4683. It has a 4-cylinder, T-head poppet valve engine with T-head configuration with a displacement of 294.2 c.i. 4,821 cc, delivering 32 HP. It features a Stearns carburetor and Bosch ignition. Wheelbase is 116 in. 2,946 mm. Price when new was $3,200 United States dollars or $3,500, depending on source, which put in easily in the luxury class, although this was the least expensive of 4 model line for Stearns and Stearns Knight that year. A toy to know is an open, light body for 4 or 5 passengers. This car was part of the Hera automobile collection in Reno, Nevada, in the 1970s. Soon, however, Stearns turned away from performance. In 1911, the firm began installing Knight sleeve valve engines, marketed under the Stearns Knight brand name. By 1914, they had a 5.1-liter 4 and a 6.8-liter 6, electric lighting, and electric starter. This was followed by a V8, one of the first companies to offer one, in 1917. Stearns retired in 1919 and sold his automotive company to J.N. Willys in 1925. Willys operated Stearns Knight as a non-integrated affiliate of Willys Overland until 1929 when the F.B. Stearns Company was liquidated. Production of the Stearns Knight ended on December 20, 1929.